still 4 workshops parallelly going on. My mobile phone is busy, my 2 laptops are busy, and one is on hold.
Then you should have a studio where you will be organizing all these things.
Yeah, I am thinking of purchasing a big screen that shows in the movies. Like the
Dr.
hackers that do
Sharma,
it.
Dr. Sharma, you should establish an academy.
Yes, yes.
Private academy, yeah? Online one.
Indo-Turkish Academy of online specialists.
It can also be called IT, Indo-Turkey.
Yeah. Okay. So what we will. Okay, friends.
Respected sirs and madam.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining all here. Professor Raghu, it's only 42 people right now.
Yes, sir. To wait for another 2-3 minutes.
And I am happy to see Dr. Bitopi from northeast of India. Hello, Bitopi ji, how are you?
Today is a weekend, Sharma ji. Most of our participants are relaxing.
Good afternoon, Sharma ji. Good afternoon, Raghubabu sir.
Good afternoon, Dr. Douglas.
Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dr. Douglas.
Professor Gulshan from Turkey.
Good afternoon.
Madam,
good morning. Yeah. Not good evening.
Good morning.
So let me introduce my wonderful friend, Professor Gulshan. She is professor of distance education in Anadolu University, Turkey, and she is the chairperson of the board of assessment accreditation in Turkey. This is a very prestigious board and highly reputed. It is something like you can consider the UGC of India or NAC of India, and that role is very, very important. She is a wonderful researcher. She has many advisees working with her on latest the developments which are happening in the field of online education, distance education, ICT, and those kind of topics. So maybe in the future, we will introduce those PhD students also who are working with Professor Gulshan. And I would like every one of you to congratulate Professor Gulshan, because very recently her few books on transhumanism, on blockchain technology, etc., they have been very, very positively reviewed in IEEE journals. And you may be knowing that IEEE journals, they are on the top of the line in the research field. So Professor Gulshan, we congratulate you for the achievement.
Yeah.
And we are very happy to have you here this afternoon with us. So thank you so much. And I hope Professor Douglas would be welcoming Professor A.S.N. Chakravarti, but I can't stop myself to say few things about him. The first thing is that he is ever smiling person. I don't know how he manages his whole institution, a large army of students, large army of teachers. He is always in a pleasant mood. I have never seen him getting angry. And all people, they so love him that whenever he wants to get something work done, instead of him assigning that work to someone, people will come to, sir, let me do this, let me do that, and that way. Because I saw it once I went there when he was in Kakinada, a conference was to be conducted, and you all will be surprised that that conference was completely managed by the students there. The students, means no outside help, and everybody was so perfect in their work. And about his knowledge, you will see today he is an expert on artificial intelligence. Means I can keep on praising him for 2 hours. The whole session of today I can hijack from him. So he is my very good friend, Dr. A.S.N. Chakravarti Garu. from JNT UK, Vijayanagaram. Now currently he is posted there as. So with these few words, I request Professor Douglas to initiate the proceedings of today. Thank you so much. I will mute my microphone now.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, all the participants. A very wonderful evening that we have, and good morning to all those participants from other countries. And it's a great honor for me this afternoon to introduce Professor ASN Chakravarti, sir, our neighbor, maybe hardly 50 kilometers from us in Vijayanagaram. He's a professor of JNT UK Vijayanagaram campus in the Department of Computer Science Engineering. And I believe he would have visited Andhra University Computer Science Department a good number of times. And we know that he is a frequent visitor to Andhra University for many occasions, maybe for PhDs. This afternoon, it's my privilege to introduce Sir. It's a great honor to read, even to just say a few things about a brief profile, an extraordinary academic calendar, that academic schedule that he has gone through over his span of education and then career. He's a Bachelor of Engineering from Computer Science from Bangalore University. Then he did his MTech from JNTU Hyderabad and PhD from Acharya Nagarjuna University. He was a trained faculty at Infosys and IBM. He's an excellent author in terms of his academic excellence. He authored 5 books and published 111 scientific papers in various international journals and conference proceedings. He is a reviewer of 10 international journals like IEEE, IGI, Springer, etc. And he is an editor of 7 international journals and on editorial board member of 15 international journals. He has been the technical program committee member for 58 international conferences. He had, to his credit, 2 patents and already filed 2 patents. He is a receiver of Best Professor Award, Best Academic Researcher Award, Best Computer Science Faculty Award at ASDF Golden Awards in 2013, 14 and 15 respectively. He received Uttam Acharya Best Faculty Award by Indian Servers in association with Lions Club, International Telangana IT Association and IT Companies Association of AP in 2019. He is not only a researcher by himself, he is guiding research. He is supervising 7 PhDs scholars under him and co-supervising 3 PhD scholars at JNT UK. And so far 4 doctorates have been awarded under his guidance. He had delivered 53 expert lectures at various organizations and conferences within India and abroad, and he traveled far and wide for his academic and research work to countries like US, Japan, Malaysia, Thailand and Nepal. He is a member of many national and international professional organizations like IEEE and IST, IEI, and then chaired 10 international conferences and given 43 invited talks. Even though it's so big, and I just want to bring it to a short component. He's an expert in IT in the areas of data security, password authentication, cybersecurity, cloud privacy, IoT security, and digital forensics. He has special interest in e-learning. That's why I think he's part of this excellent group and MOOCs and open source and EdTech Tools. And he's very much interested to work in the area of network securities, cloud, and IoT research projects. I certainly believe this coming 2 hours are going to be an excellent way of sharing his knowledge with all the participants in this 21-day program. We are on day 3 today. Every day we could able to come across new areas, and I invite all the participants for this day 3 workshop. I invite all the faculty from Andhra University, from my own department, and various faculty from across the country for this day's session. I especially thank Professor Raghubabu sir, the coordinator, for giving me this opportunity, Professor Sharma ji for giving me this opportunity, and we have our excellent guest with us, Professor Dr. Gulshun from Turkey. Hope we are going to have a full session with her also, and I give this time to Professor Sharma sir first, so that he'll be handing over the session to. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Douglas. Now, may I request the tech team to kindly give the hosting charges to Professor Gulshun so that she can begin. Professor Gulshun, would you like to share some presentation, or you are speaking at such? Kindly unmute yourself. Oh, I think tech team needs to unmute Professor Gulshun.
Yes, now. Okay,
And,
hello again. Dr.
Can others please mute their microphone?
Why
ji.
Kiran Kumar Reddy, please mute yourself.
Yes, thank you. No, I think now they muted everyone. Please keep Professor Gulshun and Professor Chakravarti as the co-host so that they are not muted, and rest others you can mute them. Professor Raghu, can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir.
Co-host option, sir. There is only one single host, sir.
Okay, then first unmute Professor Gulshun. After that, once she finishes her presentation, then you can give the mic control to Professor Chakravarti. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, madam.
Yes, please.
Yes, thank you. Nice to meet you again. Thank you for inviting me this lovely meeting. Dr. Sharma is one of my best friends, and he always supports me and my advices and encourage them. Thank you. I am from Anadolu University in Eskişehir, Turkey. I don't know you have any idea about Turkey and Eskişehir. It is middle of the Turkey, very cold. And my last trip last year was in India, New Delhi. And, you know, I am waiting for, after Corona, to visit your country again, maybe stay, because I love the place, I love the people. Okay, let's talk about distance education and its quality. I have been working at the College of Open Education for over the 35 years in Turkey. And my background is, I have two backgrounds. One is education, distance education. The second one, computer engineering. But what I observed during my work at the university, when you try to design a system, a distance education system, distance education is not a method. Distance education is a system. If you would like to design this system to everyone who has diverse background, you have to manage quality insurance as well. But if you look at the applications from the other universities in Turkey and the globe, sometimes they missed this issue and they think just using Zoom or using PowerPoint are a distance education. No, distance education itself is a discipline and a system. You have to approach it when you design it as a system approach. You have at least five dimensions you have in your distance education system. One, management. The second one is technology. The other one is learning. The other one, communication. The other one is assessments. And also you have to add psychology and sociology parts into your distance education system. And also you have to look at this system, both macro and micro and micro level, as a government-based level, as a institution-based level, as a program-based level, and as a course-based level. So each level, which one, neither of one, all of them is important. You have to provide the quality at your programs. Otherwise, it means you are just using technology for learning. Distance education is not just using technology. Technology is one dimension, important dimension, but it is not enough for designing any distance education system. So you have a strategic plan. It means you have well done mission statements, you must have well done vision, and to write very well mission and vision statements, you must have very high quality level dreams, scientific dreams. So you have to reach these dreams with distance education by using your strategic planning, the sequences. So distance education, you can reach several people in time, on time. Those people have different background, different demographic backgrounds, also different needs, different expectations. So how you provide quality of the system? Program quality is accreditation institution. So I am the head of the
Ma'am, your voice is not audible due to bandwidth. If you don't mind, can you switch off your camera, ma'am?
Okay, I am back again. I think something went wrong to internet system. Can you hear me all?
Yes, madam.
Great. And after establishing the association to evaluate the distance education program in Turkey, we started to work very hard to design each level of distance education for different diverse people. How can we evaluate and assess, and how can we educate the people? I don't know, in my country, the people have very high level biases about the distance education. They think it is a second quality education, non-quality education, the education for stupid people, you know, so on. So we try to educate people about distance education because of the COVID area. In Turkey, all schools, all the schools in the system, from the kindergarten to universities, now switched to distance education system, but they have no idea what does it mean. So we are trying to educate them, give training, and give that kind of seminars to educate them about the distance education, and give them a very best examples to how they provide their learners distance education system. This is a teamwork. You cannot design this system by yourself or just by your teachers. So as an institution, after you decide what is your mission and vision and write your strategic plan, you have to develop curriculum based on distance education strategies. So this is important. It means you have to work with people from the different disciplines. And you have to believe that this, the distance education will help people learn better than sometimes face-to-face education. If you think still face-to-face education is better than distance education, you cannot help your student. And when I told the teachers, managers, distance education, if you design it very well based on the rules, you can reach the people in deeply and widely, and they say no, face-to-face education is better. But face-to-face education has limitation, time limitation, I'm sorry, place limitation. See, I am now in Turkey. Without traveling, I can reach you, you can reach me, and I am very happy to be here online. And we can share our thoughts, information about distance education. It takes time, but it is a nice place if designed very well with its own designers, its own experts. I don't know in your country, are there any program train or give education on distance education? In my country, Anadolu University has master and doctorate programs on distance education, and so we educate people about different areas, different dimensions on distance education. When you talk about distance education, the experts have different skills like communication skills, interpersonal skills, multi-dimensional skills. So it is a kind of intellectual area. If you think just switch distance education by using face-to-face classroom principles, it is not enough, and you are doing wrong, and you are killing the distance education. Distance education, again, I am telling you, a system. You must have your expert in distance education. You have to establish your groups, your teams, to work together synchronously, and together you have to do your strategic plan and design your system together. And also you have to assess yourself inside and outside to helping others. This system, distance education system, is the future of learning. I don't think so we will switch again to face-to-face. So we have to accept distance education is our future learning environment. Then we have to take all, risk analysis, risk strategy plans, and establish our new educational understanding in our countries, and help us to each other to become more powerful. Otherwise, we cannot provide high quality learning environments. What's happened if we don't do that? Our students learn online. They can reach tons of millions of very well designed material, all nearly are free, and they can learn, and they don't need the diploma anymore, because like Google, like Microsoft, the big companies don't ask diplomas anymore. If you have high skill communication skills, if you have high level emotional intelligence, they accept you as their workers, and they educate you. So we cannot say I don't care anymore. We have to. Now the learning environment is an open environment for to everyone nowadays. If we catch our learners and keep them with us, we have to understand their needs and expectation by using our strategic plan for high quality system. So finally, I would like to say we have to collaborate. Turkey, India, the other countries, because we have a tons of experience about distance education and how to design distance education. We have great examples. We have to share our all resources together, because this is now becoming education. Learning is becoming global, not local. So this is a new area we have to accept, and plus new technologies like transhuman make us turn us robots. If you look at the developments in artificial intelligence, now the school walls are gone. So we have to revise everything about learning and accept distance learning, and start to make plan for strategic development, planning for future, how to provide high quality environment, social, psychological, and institutional environments for our learners and to our workers. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Gulshan, for giving the glimpses of distance education of Turkey. And as you mentioned, the distance education is not to dilute the education system. It is to reach the unreached, where the conventional system cannot reach, and distance education can reach that place. Thank you very much. Now I have pleasure in inviting Professor Chakravarti Garu to deliver his lecture. Thank you, Gulshan.
Good evening, all. Good evening, Professor Raghubabu Garu. Good evening, Professor Sharmaji, Gulshan, and other administrators of Andhra University for giving me this opportunity to deliver a guest lecture in this FDP online teaching and learning, integrating 21st century tools and technology in teaching. So kindly tell me, can you see my screen?
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, though we are advanced in technology, we are online since almost 1 or 2 decades. So there are glitches in the internet. So kindly bear us. If there are any glitches in the internet, please call me. Any administrator can call. Sir, how much time I have?
So this is 4:30, sir. For 5:45.
Fine then. So I appreciate Dr. Raghubabu Garu for organizing different kinds of FDPs related to education and teaching learning activities. And also I appreciate all the administrator to support his works. Now, this is Professor Chakravarti, HOD of Computer Science and Engineering, JNTUK University College of Engineering, Vizianagaram. First, we see about digital literacy, then we see about internet maturity. Then we see what is the importance of digital literacy and internet maturity for students' perspective and teachers' perspective. Why teachers should have the digital literacy. And then we'll move on to the cybersecurity, or why we need cybersecurity when we are into digital literacy, and why teachers should know about this digital literacy as well as the cybersecurity. So that will be the main points of my today's session. Digital maturity is the effective use and application of internet in sensible and productive manner, as we know. And these digital literacy and internet maturity seems like different terms, but they are correlating each other in various dimensions. In this 21st century, we cannot survive or excel without these important parameters. So we have to adapt it in our arsenal. Maybe a textbook definition, digital literacy is able to use information and communication technologies to find, evaluate, create, and communicate information requiring both cognitive and technical skills. The other day, speaker, he introduced related to cognitive and collaborative learning. So we are into today collaborative learning of different students. Why this digital literacy is important for the teachers? We know this modern generation is marked with quality called speed, and nobody has patience. We know the proverb, what we have is slow and steady wins the race, but it is losing its significance. If you are slow, that's it, you are gone. Now you need to have a speed in acquiring different skills, mainly with respect to digital literacy. We need to have all the, hello?
Yok yani bize söylenen yani Teoman'la beni
I think somebody should mute. Hello? Is my voice is clear?
Sir, it is clear. Sir.
Yeah. So you must mute others because somebody is speaking. Gadgets, gizmos around teachers' life, and teachers who is shouldering the major responsibility of imparting education to this generation have to match up to the expectation of these fast-paced young netizens. Everybody nowadays, they are having smartphones, they are having gadgets, different gadgets. So if you want to cope up or you want to run with this young generation, we need to be upgraded. Mainly the teachers have to be upgraded. And information, if not conveyed properly, may have disastrous results. And all these young learners are exposed to the digital world at very early age. So the other day when I was traveling from Delhi to Vishakhapatnam, so I could see many young people below 2 years or 3 years age. They were coming from maybe USA, I think so, almost 10 to 15 families. So I could see every small kid, he was using either a mobile phone, a tablet, or a smartphone, whatever it may be. So for the in the early age itself, they are exposing to all these digital content, but they should also be taught to handle it properly and manage to extract the essence of knowledge available digitally. Here, every teacher plays an important role in this. So what should they know and what they should not see? So this is the main role a teacher should play whenever we have this kind of digital literacy. And today's generation, every teacher must equip themselves with all the digital skills necessary to help their students become responsible digital citizens. So nowadays, all the teachers have been vested with responsibility of all-round development of the students. You see, earlier we used to have this all-round performance only in big schools or international schools, but nowadays even a small school, they are giving so many responsibilities for the all-round development of the students, and therefore they keep themselves updated always. So many urban schools have taught in digital technology to be used regularly, the delivery of lessons and so on. I'm sorry to say somebody has taken the control and they are drawing something on the screen. So I'm disabling the annotations from my side. Right. Now, when it comes to this pandemic situation, the role of digital literacy among teachers and students is very good. So these difficult times, certain schools showed how to use their time efficiently by holding online classes on various meeting apps like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Cisco WebEx, and so on. And it was made possible by digital literacy of teachers and students alike. Teachers exhausted their time and energy preparing interactive sessions, and the students responded enthusiastically. So in short, so this is all related to digital literacy, information, data content, teaching, learning, and self-development, communication, collaboration, and participation, digital identity, well-being, safety, and security, technical proficiency, creation, innovation, and research. So combinedly, all these comes under digital literacy. So every student, every faculty should have this digital literacy nowadays. Now, whenever we say about this creation, innovation, and research, information, data, and content, and also related to communication, collaboration, and participation, and also when it comes to creating some content, we need to have some kind of EdTech tools, educational tech tools, which will help us to create content, to collaborate with different people. So now all the doors are open. There are new ideas for digital learning. So we have these webinars, we have conferences, virtual meetings, everywhere we are having. So earlierly, this was the kind of communication we used to have. Now this is how we are communicating with each other nowadays. So everything went virtual. And we are all connected together via this internet. So this is the classroom, computer classroom. So these were the classrooms nowadays, digital classrooms. Every student, as we know, they are using either laptops or tabs and they are attending online classes. So you can ask me, or maybe when we started this MOOCs in JNTU Kakinada in 2015, most of our colleagues, they asked, why should we integrate technology in our teaching? We are fine with our blackboard teaching or whiteboard teaching, whatever it may be. We are happy with the traditional teaching. Why should we integrate technology? Why should we go for online courses? Why should we teach courses online? Why should we have these massive open online courses or e-learning? So we got so much of resistance from all the teachers. They don't want to move from the traditional teaching. They want to have the same blackboard or chalk and talk. So they don't want online teaching anymore. So there is a wide availability of new and emerging technology tools that can assist teacher in making teaching much easier and much more fun. So these are the different types of technology we can use in classroom, like active boards, projectors, student computers, shared networks, digital imaging, web development programs, and so on. When it comes to the EdTech tools, so going eWay is creating a new age classroom. This can make us go close to the students, providing interesting learning experience. And also we can create learner centric approach. Earlier it was like teacher centric approach. So now we are moving from teacher centric approach or a mentor centric approach towards the learner centric approach. So there are various varieties of EdTech tools available for content creation, content production, resource sharing, visualization, and presentation. So there are more and more tools. But you can ask me, sir, how to choose a particular tool that can create a content. So whenever you choose any tool, so we should have some kind of attributes like easy to use, innovative and interesting. It should be effective and exciting. It should be economical because teachers are using it, engaging and enjoyable. And whatever content you are going to develop through that, it should be aesthetic and students should enjoy the content what you create. So there are so many tools we have. When it comes to the collaboration tool, Google Drive, we have. When it comes to screen recording and video output tools, Screenomatic, MS Office Mix, we have Presentation Tube. We have Timeline JS and ThinkLink with respect to visualization tools. So definitely we should have one kind of workshop on these EdTech tools where you people will learn all these and you enjoy that kind of workshops actually. So there are so many open source softwares with respect to EdTech tools. As I said, there may be proprietary or free open source softwares. As we are developing only a content for our children or students, you can go with free open source softwares in EdTech tools. And also you can use Google Apps. There are so many Google Apps where you can create, you can collaborate, and you can have screen recording also using these open source tools. Online course content, learning environment will be good and learning process will be easy for the mentor as well as for the student. And there are so many supporting technologies when it comes to online course content like Blackboard, Moodle, and we have Canvas and Google Apps for Education. They are giving so many free apps for promoting education or e-learning. Fine. So what we are looking for? So we are looking for an LMS to deploy learning management system for deploy our online courses. We need some authoring tools to create e-learning content. We need some communication tools to tutor our learners. And we need multimedia creation tools, evaluation tools, platform as a holistic package. Then we need many mobile learning tools because nowadays everybody they are using mobile smartphones. So we need so many mobile apps for this e-learning. So the learning is changing. So this is how students are taking notes. So this is a fun side. Fine. So what teachers has to do? So teachers need to be trained in technology. So you cannot say, you should not say that. So I need only chalk and talk. I don't want to go for e-learning or online learning. So you should be trained in technology and you should be competent to use in classroom also and actively engage all the students during your classwork. And you should be required to incorporate into lesson planning. So whenever you do lesson planning, so initially at the end of the semester, sorry, beginning of the semester, you need to incorporate what are the ICT tools you are going to use in order to engage your students throughout your semester. So we need to incorporate all the tools, or you need to plan accordingly, and you should be an expert of technology to use this. So these are the collaborative classrooms. Nowadays, we are having almost every college nowadays, they are having digital classrooms or collaborative classrooms. Fine. When it comes to digital citizenship and internet maturity, so with respect to students, to make students capable of effectively using internet for learning and skill development, protecting themselves from online risks and threats, becoming ethical digital citizens and employable 21st century professionals. Digital literacy and online content sharing should teach students some important concepts regarding how to create and share digital content online. And this will be the first step to become a digital citizen. See, you are a digital teacher and you are also making your student a digital citizen because he has to use all these digital content. He has to use internet. He has to browse so many things. So you should teach him. So what are the ethics, morals, modalities we have with respect to this digital literacy? So after this, the student should able to create all types of digital contents, because they'll be submitting the assignments, they'll be presenting so many PPTs, they'll be giving videos, and they should understand the technologies of sharing content publicly online. They should know about LinkedIn, they should know about Google Drives, they should know about a PPT, they should know how to screen record. All these things they should know, and they should also understand intellectual property issues, copyright issues. So students should be aware about the best practices of social networking, because they'll be in Facebook, they'll be in Twitter, they'll be in Instagram, and all technical features associated with them they should know, and they should effectively learn about the safety and precautions necessary with social networking. So this is very important when it comes to social networking. And when it comes to the professional networking, they should understand how professional networking is different from social networking, and they should learn important things about using LinkedIn, such as their professional profile and a professional network for the advantage of their career. Even we used to say our first year students to have a LinkedIn in the first week when they join into engineering. And also we say that, so see, what are the, when we'll say that to create a LinkedIn profile and to connect different people of their interest. For example, a particular student is interested in networking, a particular person is interested in education, a particular person is interested in IAS. So create LinkedIn profile and go behind different eminent people who are having that kind of skills. So students should have a clear picture of world of open courseware and MOOCs and as trustworthy educational resources online. They should know about Coursera, they should know about edX, they should know about Khan Academy, they should know about Swayam, NPTEL, and they should know how to use them as an extra resource for their knowledge enhancement. They should also know how to make the best use of this open courseware, MOOCs in their academics and for on-demand skill development. Fine, students should have a thorough understanding of all types of online threats and dangers. Here I'm mentioning students, but before students know about the cybersecurity, we should know as teachers about the cyber safety. Awareness is very important. Prevention is better than cure. So we need to have all the preventive measures in the cyber world. Then we can teach, then we can give some kind of awareness for the students related to cyber safety. They should also learn hands-on ways to avoid those threats through different techniques. See, in order to know about this cyber safety, you should not be an expert in networks or cyber security. Just having some awareness related to this, you can give some knowledge to the students. These ethics are very important. They should learn the importance of being an ethical and responsible digital citizen. See, they may be posting something on the Facebooks, Twitters, and some kind of issues may occur. They should know how to being an ethical and responsible digital citizen, mainly with respect to social media. And they should also be able to visualize how their own careless actions online can land them in serious troubles. So we have seen so many news in different media because of their Twitter posting or some other posting, they are behind the bars. So we should able to visualize all these things, and we should warn them related to the cyber ethics, what they can have. This is very important. Every country, they have their own cyber laws. Um, like different laws we have, so they should also know about what are the cyber laws we have, because they are online, they are learning so many things online, they are into social media, they are into Facebook, they are into Twitter. So they should know what happens if they do something wrong. And they should have thorough knowledge of these cyber laws. So even we requested the government to have these cyber laws for each and every student, irrespective of whether they are belonging to arts or science or whatever it may be, because when they are using this internet, when they are into this social media, when they are into e-learning, they should know what is a law in this country related to cyber. They should also have a clear knowledge of the legal implications of their online actions. So if they do something wrong, what may went wrong? This is very important nowadays. We should avoid internet addiction. They should know how to strike a balance between the real world and the virtual world. I could see nowadays many students, they'll be sitting alone and they'll be watching some movies, or they'll be playing some games, or they'll lost themselves, and they are in a virtual world where everything looks like good for them. So we should even as a teachers, we should find such students or such people around us, give some kind of counseling so that they can avoid this internet addiction, they can come back into the real world. And also the student should learn how to make the best use of both for becoming successful in life. So when it comes to the 21st century professional life, before getting a job, every student or every individual should be fully aware about this 21st century work culture in corporate organizations, which is heavily dependent on the internet. Wherever you go, even you are doing a pizza delivery, or anything, a Swiggy, whatever it may be, everything is related to internet. So that is why before you go into any kind of professional life where you are going to use this internet, you should know about all these things. They should know what are the online tools they have, what are the trends, critical parts of today's professional world. If you are working for a career office, so what are the digital uh, literacy you should have? You are working for an organization, what could what are the digital literacy you should have? Everybody must know about this. Fine. When it comes to the web conferencing software, we are using it. It will allow all the participants to host and attend meetings via the internet. So thanks to the people who conducted this, where we are meeting different people directly through this Zoom and indirectly in YouTube. And all these web conferencing tools are also referred to as online meeting softwares or video conferencing softwares. There are specific uses for all these web conferencing softwares. You can ask me, sir, why you are concentrating on this? Because even from LKG to PG nowadays, every teacher, every faculty member, we are using these web conferencing softwares. The PPT, the documents, the PDFs, we have the content, but in order to reach to the students, everybody nowadays, we are using these web conferencing softwares for giving presentations, webinars, conferences, virtual conferences, video meetings with multiple participants, running product demos and trainings, one-to-one meetings with remote employees, face-to-face customer support, and so on. Fine. Slowly we are into web conferencing security. So as we have seen now, I was delivering a lecture. Somebody was writing something. It is called as annotation. So normally what we need to know is, so what are the settings we'll have with a particular web conferencing tool. And normally most of the organizers, what we do is we will stick to the default settings, but we should change it accordingly. For example, if one-to-one meeting is there, there is no problem, or a limited number of people are there, no problem. If it is like 100, 200, 300, 1,000 participants, then definitely we should have a proper security measures, and also proper settings should be done before start this particular webinar or conference or virtual conference. So, since I was the host, now I made a host, now I could have this all these annotations and so on. Right. So advanced access restrictions. So once everything is set, and when you are starting your webinar or conference, you should have the session logs. So nobody should enter into this. They should be in the waiting room. And also you need to have a credential termination. For example, initially you create some users and you give some credentials. If you don't want to have them into the particular session, you can terminate those credentials. And also you can define roles and privileges. If you see the Zoom, we have host, co-host privileges. Host can do anything. co-host may be having almost like host, but less privileges than the participant. Then the host can change dynamically all the roles and responsibility of any participant. That kind of security we should have for any web conferencing tool. So before you purchase or before you use any web conferencing tool, whether it may be open source or whether it may be a proprietary one, I request you all to see how to use it, how to set security features of a particular web conferencing tool. That is very important. So most of the free tools nowadays, open source tools nowadays, they're also giving this role based access controls as well as dynamic privilege management. Also dynamically, the privileges, the access rights, access controls can be changed for each and every participant. So there are 5 top tips with respect to any web conferencing tool. Please use the latest version of the software, because the updations or upgradations of that particular software may give more features and also more security related things. For example, Zoom, when it was everybody they were using, maybe during the month of May last year, most of the people they started using Zoom for 40 minutes. So since it was coming free and your task is completed using that Zoom, so nobody looked into what are the security features we have with the Zoom or any XYZ web conferencing tool. We don't care because it is coming free. But some tools may collect personal data such as your name, email addresses, phone numbers, job titles, even employer, as well as the IP address of the device which you are going to use. So that is why if you see the GoToMeeting, okay, GoToMeeting earlier it was giving free for 14 days, something like that. But if you want to have, or if you want to create one more using after 14 days, if you want to create one more login into GoToMeeting from the same device, it was saying from the same IP address, you cannot create one more login. So what do you mean by that? Those people are gathering all our information. Fine. So don't share your meeting link on public forums on social media, and you should familiarize with all the platform features. As I said, you should know about Zoom completely, then use the Zoom. GoToMeeting, any one or two is enough. You should not masterize all the web conferencing tools. And also you should familiar with what are the security or protecting features your virtual space is providing for you. Remember one thing, users should refrain from using one's personal meeting ID to host events for public. So whenever you are a host, you'll be having one ID, that is personal meeting ID. So don't use personal meeting ID for hosting any public meeting. So you can use a dynamic ID for creating any kind of virtual conference or virtual webinar. As I said, so earlier very few people know about all these things, but nowadays almost everybody know about, even LKG, UKG students, they know about these Zoom meetings, GoToMeeting, and all these conferencing tools. Fine, now comes to the, we are teachers, we are parents, we could also educate our young students or young children to be aware of importance of cybersecurity and to apply security measures when they are online. Remember, my dear fellow teachers and sirs, cybersecurity is an essential life skill nowadays to protect us from online dangers and viruses as we work and learn at home while we fight the COVID-19 pandemic. So there are so many video conferencing security best features. Your password should be protected. You should verify all the identities. You should use video to show who you are, and you can have a virtual background. If you don't want to have the video, you can turn it off. And be aware of links shared via video conferencing. And you need to report any suspicious activity for the IT teams. Even Dr. Gulshan, she was mentioning about evaluation. Even we can have this online examination or evaluation system, and but when we are using it, we should be secure to have this online examination system. We need to use the secure browsers, and we should have the remote proctoring where a supervisor is not required to be present. And the data should be encrypted because nobody could steal the data and they can have those papers. And the login, audit login should be done. And whatever this online proctoring system or examination system is happening, it should happen through IP-based authorization and authentication. Fine, we are drowning in technology. The fog of information can drive out knowledge. E-learning doesn't just happen, it requires careful planning and implementation. As I said, teachers need to integrate the technology seamlessly into their curriculum instead of viewing it as add-on. Earlier, we used to see all these EdTech tools as an add-ons, but now they are must in everybody's life nowadays. Slowly we move on to the cyber crimes. As I said, when we are online, we should know about all the cyber crimes and cyber security measures we need to take. So I may take maybe 40 minutes to complete this. So I may give different real-time examples related to cyber crimes, then we'll move on. So I request you to focus on these things because, as I said, prevention is better than cure. So these are all medicines for this cyber crimes. So you should have some kind of awareness related to the cyber crime. Then definitely we can have some safety when we are having this online teaching or when we have this digital content. So before moving on, I want to share one story which happened recently. So suddenly one message came to the messenger, Facebook Messenger. So she introduced herself and she said, so I want to have a friendship with you. Okay, so I'll make it very short. Then after a few days, she asked WhatsApp number. So directly she used to call to the WhatsApp number and sharing her views about her life and asking about our life. So after a few days, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, suddenly she was saying that I got some interest in you and I want to send some kind of gift for you. Even my mother knows about this and we both went for the shopping and we are sending a gift. Please share your address. Then after 4 or 5 days, one call came from the Indian custom office stating that you received a parcel from UK and from UK to here there is no problem, but in order to clear the Indian customs you need to pay 30 to 40,000. We looks like that particular gift may be a precious one, but like we were seeing what happens with that. We said no, we cannot take the gift. See, after we rejected that call from Indian custom office, within 10 minutes we got a call from UK saying that, hey honey, why you are not taking my gift? So that gift is very precious. If you want money, I'll send it afterwards, but please pay my money now and take the gift because that gift is very precious and I want you to take the gift. So we rejected it. But the thing what happened after that messenger request came from her is we went to her profile and we have seen the link of the profile and we made some investigation on the Facebook profile. So what we could found initially was, so it was an alias Facebook account created by a Gujarati male of 27 years. So when we have seen his interest in so many things, he was interested in Gujarati songs, he was interested in Gujarati politics. So immediately when after this happened, so we kept a message to her stating that already we know who you are and this is you and this is your profile. We kept it in the WhatsApp. So immediately within 10 seconds that WhatsApp number was blocked, messenger was blocked, so no content, nothing. So they changed everything. Even we tried to have a video call with her, but never she used to have a video call because So they were using all the artificial intelligence techniques in order to morph their voices. So a man was speaking, but it was converted into changed into or morphed into a woman voice, and we were hearing only voice only. So this kind of crimes are happening, but nobody is coming out. And also a call may come. So this happened to one of my friend. A call will come from Bharati AXA stating that, sir, in 2010 you have taken a policy, maybe for a loan purpose or something else. You paid only 2 installments because your loan was only for 2 installments. But the thing is, you paid 40,000 per 2 years, so it was 80,000. And just in order to complete that tenure of your policy, you need to pay one more, that is 40,000 more. So in our records, what we could see is you stopped paying that third installment. If you pay that 40,000, now you can get almost 2 lakh rupees, because with respect to the term, already 10 years are completed. So then my friend asked, fine, in 2000, maybe 12, I stopped paying it. So why you are calling now? So they said in a polite manner, sir, it was fine, but we don't know that you stopped paying it, but your agent claimed his money. So what we were doing is we were seeing all the records of your policy where we could find that you paid only 2 terms. So if you want to pay it, you can pay it. You will be getting 2 lakh rupees. Fine. He was checked with all these things. He remembered that he paid some policy maybe 10 years ago. So he paid that 40,000 to those people. Fine. So after he paid that 40,000 rupees, what happened? So no policy or no refund he got. So he want to locate those people. So all those people, they were using IP-based phones. He could not trace it. And this kind of cyber crimes daily, they are happening. And people will call you and they say to dial some numbers. So we dial. But what happens, our phone numbers will be synchronized with their phone numbers or with their phones. And whatever we do in our smartphones, they can see, including your passwords or your transactions and so on. This kind of cyber crimes are happening more and more. And even nowadays, when you are online and your students may be doing something else behind the screen, they may be clicking on a particular link. So one virus will be downloaded and it may be spreaded to all the participants. This kind of things are also happening. So that is why we should know about these cyber crimes and cyber security. So it's not so that only few people know about it. It's like almost like you, how you are knowing about your health, you should know about these cyber crimes and cyber security. There are so many cases we have. So this is happening because on a person's properties, and government organizations also are happening. OLX frauds are, so many OLX frauds are there. If you permit me, I'll take 1 more minute to give one OLX fraud example. It happened to me only recently. So I want to sell my bicycle on OLX. One person claimed to be an army officer, called me and he said, we are staying nearby. So my son wants your cycle. He asked how much you are asking. I said 6,000. He offered me like 5,500. I can pay if it is okay. So tomorrow morning we'll pay and we can take. I said, okay. So what he said is, tomorrow my officer will call, since we are in army. So through army accounts it will happen. So army people will ask something. Please, whatever they ask, please follow those instructions. You will get the money. So that army officer, like he claimed to be army officer. He said, open your phone pay. I opened the phone pay. Then he said, you'll get army something name. I said, no, I'm not getting any name. He said, now you enter some number and save it. Then you'll get that army number in that. I know about this, but I was following his instructions. Then I saw, yes, I could see the army name in my phone pay. He said, initially you pay 10 rupees. I said, why I should pay 10 rupees? You should pay me 5,000 or 5,500. He said, this is an army rule. We need to check your bank account. So please pay 10 rupees. Then we'll pay 20 rupees back to you. So he said, fine, I pay 10 rupees. So he returned the 10 rupees again. Now he said, like this, you pay 5,500 rupees. I'll pay the double amount. He said. Now I came to know that he's a fraud, and even with the help of some of my students, I could trace it that particular location. I told him, you are not from army, you are a fraud from Bihar. So immediately he kept the phone, and that's what. So this kind of OLX frauds are happening. So many frauds related to emails, related to swim swapping, related to lottery prizes. On social media also, so many crimes are happening. So this call forwarding is a new way of cybercrime. So fraudsters, they'll call you, and they impersonate as customer care executives from any like BSNL or Airtel or whatever it may be, or any other service provider, or based upon your mobile. So they may find, so who is your cyber service provider, and they'll tell some vital details about you, and they'll convince that you need to call on some numbers. Okay, some like star, double star, 21 star, some number, following followed by hash. So when you dial that, what happens, so all your calls will be forwarded to them, and your phone will be synchronized to them. The messages or mails or whatever you are getting to your phone, they can see. So almost like there is a mirror image of your phone will be there with them, and they can see everything. So that's what happening nowadays. And we people, we tend to have free apps or free things, and without knowing whether it is a malware or whether it is a dangerous virus, and through Google, we try to download so many apps into that, and we try to install them. But something, some of the apps, they may have some malwares, viruses. They'll enter into your system, whether it may be a mobile or a system. And a most dangerous one is a ransomware, which I kind of attack spreads through phishing emails mainly. And whenever you are visiting any infected website, maybe you may be browsing different you may be browsing different websites, and you may be clicking on different links. So some virus, worms, or malwares may enter into your system. So you see, this is a live system of a revenue office clerk system. So where they opened a particular email, and it was having an attachment. When they opened that attachment, all those files were encrypted, and it was a ransomware they found. And after some time, the attacker sent some kind of message: if you want to have the decryption tool, please pay some bitcoins or pay some money in order to get the decryption tool. The thing is here, if all your files are very important, you need to think. Or if your files are not so important and you have backup, so you need not pay any money. But here, even though you pay money, we don't know whether they give the decryption tool or not, whether you can recover all your files back to a normal state. Remember one point, there are so many free tools, as I said, open source tools for decryption. But we cannot ensure that 100% recovery can happen. And also there are proprietary tools. But when you compare the proprietary tools and free tools, definitely the proprietary or paid version tools may have more features compared to the free tools. Anyhow, I give this PPT to the organizers. They'll be sharing all these links where you can get this ransomware decryption tool. Every teacher should have, because you may be having data, you may be having PPTs in your system, and suddenly something went wrong, so you need to recover. So when I was preparing for not I one of my friend was preparing for writing thesis for PhD, suddenly he lost all his files. Something went wrong. Suddenly he lost all his files. All the versions, latest versions of all those documents were there in that laptop. So what we could do is we could use some recovering tools and we could get almost 90 to 90% of the files. But it may not happen so in all the times. So that is why prevention is better than cure. Whenever you are doing or whenever you are having a very valuable data in your system or in your mobiles, try to have backup for that, because if something went wrong, when you are having this backup, definitely you can get it back. There may be so many fake messages coming every day, maybe from the income tax, maybe from the SBA card, and so on. Every day, most probably, whoever seeing through YouTube or through Zoom now, everybody at least one message every day you may be getting from these people. Be aware of all these messages that you receive on your phone regarding updating KYC, Paytm, or any other digital wallet. So they may be taking all your credentials, and only authorized representatives will be calling you, and only they ask few questions. Okay, and never share your password to anybody when they ask through phones. So all these are the fake bank websites. If you see the right side, they're asking full name and so on. They're also asking account number, ATM pin. No bank website will ask that ATM pin. If it is a credit card, no credit card site will ask for a CVV number and expiry date. Unfortunately, the number of cyber attacks or crimes are going to continue increase. As I said, we have the evolution of technology, we have the evolution of digital literacy, we have the evolution in anything, and also we have the evolution in cyber crimes and attacks, and it is increasing rapidly, exponentially every day, and it is becoming more and more significant ever. That's why we should know about this cyber security. Maybe awareness is required regarding the general security, how to set the passwords related to your mobile devices, related to your privacy, then what are the attacks you can have, so how to prevent from those attacks, what are the software applications you have and how to do the patches or how to update them, so how can we have a safe browsing and emailing and so on. When it comes to the general security, nobody used to have complicated passwords, because we need to remember all the passwords. Simple passwords we keep. The worst password of all the time is 1 2 3 4 5 6. If there are 8 letters, then 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. But whenever you are choosing any password, choose a good one and don't share it to anybody. Don't write somewhere, and change occasionally as you change your toothbrush. Don't use the dictionary words, your personal information in the passwords, and so on. And whenever you are giving some passwords to anything, your web browser will ask, do I want to save your password for yourself? No. But what normally we do is, since it is our laptop, it is our system, we save our passwords in the web browsers. But the web browsers, we have some kind of buffers called as cookies. They may be keeping all your information. But when you are linked to the internet, so it's very easy for the attackers to gather all your passwords, credentials. So that is why my request is, don't allow your web browsers to keep your passwords. Use a good antivirus. So there are free antiviruses, open source, there are proprietary. As I said, proprietary, definitely they'll give 100% safety, but not 100% effectiveness we can get from any software. And you need to update all your antiviruses, whether in laptops or desktops or in your mobile also. Use firewall for your system. Since we have laptops, costly laptops, nobody want to have a genuine operating system. Mainly somebody may be having genuine operating system, somebody may not have genuine operating system. In that case, they may turn off firewalls and so on. Definitely when you are turning off these firewalls, Windows cannot defend your system. So even you know something, so even you turn on your firewall, have a proper security settings in your system, you don't need any antivirus also. Okay, almost 90% security you can get from a genuine operating systems where your firewall is on. So these are the good security habits we should know. This is very important one I must tell to everybody. So since like morning 9 o'clock, you go to office, and since the internet is free, just we'll turn it on. We open all the accounts starting from the Facebook, WhatsApp, and also all your mails. But it is not good. As I said, all your passwords, your credentials are already stored in the web browser. So anybody can enter, anybody can take your passwords because you are logged in almost 8 hours. And during that time, anybody can steal your information, your credentials. It can be called as an identity theft can happen. So I request you, whenever you don't need any application, whenever you don't need anything, just log off from the accounts before you leave. So safe browsing is very important with respect to social network. Limit your personal information, and privacy settings are also very important. Whenever you are clicking on any links, add-ons, be careful. So whenever you are visiting any website, see whether it is having a valid certificate or not, whether it is secure or not. Then you open those kind of websites. See, these are the examples of phishing websites. It looks like Gmail, but it is not Gmail. It looks like Yahoo, but it is not Yahoo. It will be redirected to a phishing website where the hacker may be waiting to get all your details. Suddenly, what we observe is our mobile is um, behaving differently. Suddenly, it is switching off, or automatically some apps are opening or they are closing. Suddenly, your mobile is heating up. Suddenly, your mobile's battery is draining. We don't know what happened. So, in that case, there may be some virus or malware entered into your mobile, and it may be doing something behind the screen. Okay, so it may be using too much traffic. Suddenly, earlier your bandwidth per day maybe 1 GB. Suddenly it was 2 GB or 3 GB. That means something is happening. Some apps are running behind the screen. We should know it. So you cannot recover, or you cannot discover all those malicious programs. So definitely there will be a factory resetting in your mobile. You can go and you reset your mobile, because you are using your mobile for so many things, for online programs, for WhatsApp, for Facebook. So many apps are there. So you downloaded so many apps without knowing whether they are genuine or not. So how could you trace it out? Where is that particular virus is or a malware is? So maybe you can go for the recovery mode, or else be cautious. As I said, prevention is better than cure. So, and one more thing is, when you are having important data in your mobile, definitely you may have a good antivirus for your mobile. So which may give maybe at least 95% to 97% protection. So as I said earlier, call forwarding. Okay, so you can keep your mobile smartphones, and you can dial that hash *21#. So definitely you'll get such kind of message to you, where if your call was forwarded to some other mobile phone, so you can see such type of numbers. That means your voice calls or your phone is synchronized to some other number. So whenever you get something, those people will get an alert, or those people will get all your voice calls, or they can hear your voice calls, or they can see your messages. Fine. So when you found such type of things, then go to this #002#. So that entire forwarding options will be arranged, and your phone will be safe. One more time. So first you type this *21#. So you may be getting some options. If you are not getting any options, that means you are safe, no problem. But if you are getting some data, or your phone is linked with some other mobile, so in order to erase that, you can have #002#. So definitely your phone may be safe as of now. So this you may be doing, maybe women faculty or girls, they may be doing frequently, because definitely this kind of attacks happens. Most of the girls are women faculty. or else you can have one more to have a full list of things. Star has 62 hash. So there also you will get this kind of things, whether your calls has been forwarded or your phone has been synchronized to anybody. Fine. So since we are using smartphone, suddenly you lost your Android phone, what we need to do? So maybe you can search for your lost Android device, but the device should be turned on and you should be signed in your Google account in that. Maybe your lost mobile may be connected to any mobile data or Wi-Fi data. So then what we can do is, so go to this google.com/android/find. Okay. So then, or simply you go to Google and type find my phone. So then you click on this my Google account or find device. So you can sign in, because for example, in my mobile, I have my mail ID signed into as asnchakravarti@gmail.com. So use the same sign in to start in order to recover or discover your phone. So there may be so many devices linked to that same Gmail. So all the devices will be listed. So you can choose the phone which is not there with you. So maybe you can find that. See, there are two options. One is ringing and locating. So if initially you try to ring it, if it is nearby you, it will ring. Otherwise, you try to locate your phone. Or from here itself, you can lock your phone, or you can try calling your phone, and so on. So you can lock your phone so that nobody can open it. You can set password from here itself. So when it comes to here finding your device, you, as I said, you can play the sound, you can secure the device. Even you know that you cannot find your phone, it is somewhere else. You can erase the device also, because maybe your phone may be having some personal images, photos, and so on, maybe confidential information, and you don't want somebody to see them. Even you can erase that. So this will be a beautiful option for many people, maybe for the employees, when they lost their phone, they can do it. You may search the same thing for the other devices also. This is for the Android one. And these are the different options what we have for mobile. So you can have this incognito, lens cap, Norton family, and so on. So this incognito is a wonderful tool for your mobile for providing privacy and security. And lens cap is a wonderful app. So if maybe you may be keeping your mobile phone everywhere, maybe in the bedroom also you'll be using, but sometimes what happens is remotely somebody can see through your mobile cam. So if you don't want to be happened it, we can install this, and we can turn off this lens of your mobile camera. Nobody can see through it. Even we experimented with this. So I turn off it. So I tried to take a photo. So it was failed. And even I tried to take a photo through WhatsApp also, it was failed. So that was working. Then, as I said, this incognito or spyware detector you can have. So it's an open source, giving maximum tools, and also you can have a proprietary one. So it'll give all the things related to your device, whether your device is clean or not. It will check your emails. It will check your apps. It will do the app edit. If any app is behaving differently, it will say you. For example, see here how many apps are reading your personal information. How many apps are costing your money. So on they'll give you, and even how many apps are making calls without your notice. And so all these, then you can see, and you can uninstall any of the apps also. And this is the very good thing. What we need to do is, we may be doing so many things on our Google Chrome, and normally we clear the browsing history, but nobody will look into this myactivity.google.com. So that will capture all the activities, whatever you are doing on your Google account. But I request you people is go to that and delete all the activities what you are doing with your Google, because as I said, these are things will be stored in your web browsers, and anybody can take all your activities. They can sniff into it, and they can do some harm to your accounts. Fine, this is a wonderful thing when you are giving your mobile to any of your colleagues or somebody else. Change the user. So definitely your smartphone will be having something called as a guest user. So try to keep it in the guest user and give, because because even I face the problem. If it was given to somebody, so they may keep some app, they install some app, and through the app they can get all the information from all our apps. Understood? So if you have some kind of threat, what we can do is we can change the phone to guest and you can give it, because they're asking for a call, they can do it. So if you see the screens are changed, this is the guest and this is the owner, mine. Okay. As I said, there are so many attacks are happening and they are taking all your identity. This is very important, whether it may be your mobile or IoT devices, what you are using. When you are downloading the softwares or updating the softwares, be aware that whether it is a genuine one or not, then only you need to update. Otherwise, along with the updations, some malicious software or virus may enter into your laptops or mobile phones. Password authentication, very important. And if you want to check whether your email account has been hacked or not, you can use that https havebeenpawned.com. Enter your email ID. So definitely you can see whether your email ID has been compromised or not. If it is compromised, then you need to change your passwords, or you need to do some settings in your email account. So there are so many phishing or replica websites we have. Normally the website name we need to look into. HTTPS is more secure than the HTTP. Every website will have a padlock. So see the padlock on the websites. If there is a padlock, that means they are secure. See here, there is a green padlock, it is a secure. And most of the phishing are fake websites. They don't have the padlock, or they don't have the HTTPS. All these are related to Reserve Bank, but only one is a genuine one. Others are fake. Fine, how to protect yourself? You can have a multi-factor authentication. for my mobile phone, I have a pattern as well as my thumb for opening my a particular phone. Even whenever I want to do any kind of banking transaction, I may be keeping a OTP password as well as my thumb for doing transaction. So all these are like we call them as multi-factor authentication. Even a face can open your phone. A face can used as a password. This kind of cognitive passwords are very important, and they provide high security for all your systems or your mobile phones. Fine. Who is responsible for all these things? You and me, and everybody is responsible, because no single raindrop believes it is to be blamed for the flood. And it is our irresponsibility to have all these kind of crimes. We are greedy. We are not updating ourselves, and we don't have this kind of security awareness. Please don't trust whatever is there on the website or in your Facebook or WhatsApp. So many messages are coming. Don't trust everything you read on the internet, mainly on social websites. So you need to remember 100% cybersecurity is a myth, as I said. Eradicate cyber attacks completely may be also a myth. As I said, protect, detect, respond. To respond, detect, protect is the only security strategy now we have. And anything which is smart, whether it may be a smartphone or a watch or whatever it may be, it is a hackable, and you need to take precautionary measurements to go away from all these attacks. As I said, the first step in becoming cyber safe is awareness. Please, you should have the awareness and also create the awareness to all your students, your children, and people around you. And as I said, limit amount of personal information. Remember, internet is a public source, and you are keeping so many photos on your internet, mainly women or girls. Okay, so what happens? They may go into dark web and they may be morphed. So I request not to use all your photos on your social media. Use strong passwords, and please check your privacy settings and don't stick on to the default settings. Whether you are using any web conferencing tools or any EdTech tools or any tools what you use for your teaching. Install genuine operating systems, run antivirus software regularly, turn on all your personal firewalls, avoid spyware, adwares, and protect your passwords. Among all, taking backup of all your important files is very important. So whenever you have any complaint to lodge, please note it down, cybercrime.gov.in. So they'll take all your complaints. So the information may be confidential, and they provide you the guidance. They'll give you the justice related to your cybercrime. Again, I'm telling cybercrime.gov.in. So there you can launch your crimes. And this is Indian Computer Emergency Response Team. They are providing security for all the government related websites. So this is like an apex body for providing security for India, certain. So you can see these websites and you can follow what are things happening. So saving the education, mainly the digital education, is in your hand, and saving this cyberspace starts with you. Please get the awareness and have a secured digital learning. And the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology needs to have 5 lakh professionals related to cybersecurity in the next 5 years with capacity buildings and skill development training. Maybe if somebody is interested, you can have hardware and networking related courses. You should have some interest in this. And mainly you need to attend different workshops and conferences and vendor specific courses and monitor latest books and have different certifications from different organizations. That's it from my end. There are many challenges in this digital world. There are many problems, many opportunities. So we should be aware of all these things. And I thank everybody for patiently listening. I thank organizers for giving me this opportunity. So I'm into e-learning. I'm also a cybersecurity expert. So it gives me immense pleasure to give this kind of lecture to you people. Thank you. Thank you, Ananda. Thank you. Thank you from my end. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Chakravarti, sir. We are so kind of you for this excellent information on cybersecurity. It's like everyday activity happening in our mobiles and in our laptops. Hope all the participants who have gathered here this afternoon.
Sir, I have a question to ask Chakravarti, sir.
Yes, Bhargav.
Sir, you have been explained about the digitalization of hacking.
Yes.
So,
It's not like digitalization of hacking. So we explained like digital literacy, then we moved on to security related things.
yes, sir. And I have a small doubt in that. We are choosing lot of apps that we are preferencing that to install, like Amazon, Flipkart, these all apps. We need to install these apps. Is this possible, or is this important for us to install?
See, when you have a doubt in all these apps, so whenever you need a particular transaction to be happen, just you install.
We are entering our address.
Yeah, yeah. So definitely those things.
So we are entering our details.
So you are entering all your details. All those details will be definitely with them, even though you uninstall your app.
Yes, sir. But we are giving a lot of information to them, which we are choosing as a cyber crime.
Yes.
So this leads a lot of cyber security for us, and you have been explained since 1 hour ago. 1 hour. So it gives a good boost to us, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So I got your point, Bhargav, like as you are saying, we need to install and we need to give minimum details. So as we know, most of these data are already there in the hacker's side, but we cannot do anything like without giving your address and your details. The Amazon people, they cannot courier you. Yeah, sir, Douglas Kar.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful time that you have spent with us. It's a great enlightening for us, especially it scares on one side. Uh, Really, it makes us to be alert while using all, but now it has become inevitable. We can't stop using these devices. Maybe every day we are using a lot of data here and there. Maybe all your inputs certainly make us alert, conscious, so that whatever we are doing will be of a great help for us. I request Raghu Babu sir to come online.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's there.
Just they muted my microphone, the technical people. I don't consider this as a cyber crime.
but they are taking precautionary measurements.
I told them to mute all except Chakravarti sir. They have muted my microphone also.
They are
And made a
following the
request.
bus.
Yeah. So nice to have you, Professor Chakravarti garu, enlightening all the basic requirements.
That's what.
And to become a computer expert or making use of all the Androids or any sort of electronic devices we are using. And it is mandatory to learn the basics. And because the problems are everywhere, but at the same time, we need to address them. That is the motto of any academician. And you have addressed all the possible, probable problems and also how to rectify them. And I want more participants to involve in this dialogue because we have another 10 to 15 minutes time. So make use of the experience and expertise of our Professor Chakravarti garu in not only cyber crimes, in developing different tools for online teaching and learning. Because for the last 1 year, we are with
Yes.
online teaching, and most of the times we may not be knowing about how to make our presentation most effective presentation. And because we wanted to reach the students, but because of the pale presentation and the meager facilities that are being shown in the presentation, they are unable to join online teaching.
Yes.
Listening online teaching. And we need to address all those things. Suppose instead of Raghu Babu, suppose a favorite heroine or hero is teaching the same topic, and they will be curiously enjoying, forgetting about all the rest of the things. So I think we need to redesign, and we need to morphing technology. I think we have to adapt for that. And thank you. I think Sharma garu joined. Professor Sharma ji. Professor Sharma ji.
I don't think he's not there, sir.
Okay. I am requesting the participants to take lead in giving a vote of thanks, Douglas.
Yeah, Annapurna madam is there, sir. We'll ask madam to propose.
Madam, Annapurna madam.
Yeah.
Is she there?
Yeah, yes, sir. Madam is there online.
Can we schedule the tomorrow at 10 a.m. Douglas?
Sir, Sunday.
I think it is difficult for you. Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Because 3 weeks program, we have to 31st is the 21st day of
Yes.
this program.
Yes.
So we cannot avoid Sunday.
2 sessions, sir, or only morning session?
Only morning session.
Okay, sir.
10 to 12.
Yeah, we'll have it, sir. We'll have it.
Okay. So all the participants tomorrow, that is the 4th day, will be at 10 a.m. and we will provide all the information by today night.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you. And Annapurna madam is not responding.
I think, sir.
Dr. Vanaja madam, former university, Ambedkar University, she's there. Any participant? More you interact and more happy we will cherish.
So Professor Vanja madam is not in online, sir.
He's not in online. Okay. Any student friend? Vanaja Dantuliri is there, Dr. Madam.
He is back. Sharma Gari is back.
Yeah, it's great.
Sharma ji.
Just hold on, please. More data. No, I'm Sumanji. Not more data. Friends, kindly complete.
Sharmaji, this is
I'm still continuing with my workshop. It is again.
Yes, I would like to remind you. This is a 3 weeks program you have joined here now.
Huh? What is
Out
that?
of four programs you are operating. This
I will call you after this workshop.
Okay.
Professor Douglas will conclude it. Okay, I just wanted to say bye-bye to Professor Chakravarti.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
sir.
thank you. So thank you one and all for the wonderful opportunity and making your time, that too in a weekend. And we'll have the program at 10 a.m. And thank you very much, Professor Chakravarti garu once again, and our head, Dr. Douglas, and all the participants, faculty members. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So one thing is, in 2017, I came to Andhra University for giving my first guest lecture on MOOCs and e-learning.
Oh.
Okay. 17. You were telling 2015 itself you have started MOOCs.
Yes.
In JNTU.
So that time I was invited by your people, so for giving on-campus guest lecture.
Oh, good.
So this is second time I'm giving from Andhra University.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll have many soon.
Yes, sir. Fine. Okay. Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, Annapurna madam.
Madam.
Yeah, I think your technical support has muted my mic.
Same problem. Just propose a formal vote of thanks, madam.
Okay, sir. Good evening, sir. I'll take the privilege to propose the vote of thanks. Okay. So I thank Professor Chakravarti, sir, for his wonderful enlightenment on cybersecurity and what precautions we need to take in this pandemic to forward with our online teaching. And I thank Sharma ji for attending this FDP and giving his valuable suggestions. I thank the organizer, Professor Raghubabu sir, head of the department, Dr. Douglas.
Make a mention about Gulshan also.
Yeah, Gulshan.
Professor Gulshan from Turkey.
Yeah, from Turkey. And I thank all participants who has participated here. And yes, that's it. I thank all of you.
Okay, madam. Thank you. Right.
Thank you, madam.
Right.
Thank you,
Thank
Douglas
you.
Garu. Thank you, Raghubabu Garu. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Right, sir. Thank you.